Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Angoville. Yes, indeed, Angoville, the fields of Angoville. Why do I keep saying Angoville like that? I don't know. I am afraid. But we shall be seeing in the northern corner T-17, Mr. Silence himself, apparently suffering some sort of spastic attack or seizure while trying to type in his username right here. Opposing him shall be Donniechan, who can type. Fighting for the 17th SS Panzergrenadiers Division Kurz von Berlingen. Opposing him shall be Silence T-17 of the 10th Infantry Division. And we're already seeing Panzergrenadiers and Kettenkraut going straight for the fuel point, quite interestingly enough. A pretty bold move, and we are seeing a second Panzergrenadier squad coming out right here. That should be fun, And both players are in fact rushing straight for fuel points. That's a bit interesting to note. Wouldn't say it's very often I see it happen like that they've been both at the same time pretty much reaching the points. Engineers, though, not really faring well, although they did get one Panzergrenadier with their tiny little grease guns. The rest of them did see the engineers off with some severe casualties. Further Panzergrenadiers rolling up to assist. Also, we did receive finally some new Communist 2 previews regarding cold tech. They apparently call it, and I have seen a lot of people sort of getting all up in arms about it, apparently assuming it's going to be on every single minute of the game. No, it's not. From what I read, it's only going to be happening during blizzards. So yes, I mean, if there's a blizzard in the game, yes, you might want to sort of use your troops more carefully, otherwise, play like you always do. I mean, it does get a bit disappointing every time when you have to sort of constantly explain people, because again, they apparently just read a few paragraphs and then take it to the extreme, rather than just actually reading through the entire damn thing, which actually makes it sound a lot less scary. Otherwise, we are seeing KV-1s now and heavy mortars for the Soviets, the 120mm, which the Germans also used because it was actually pretty damn great. There's also the Katyusha, which, well, was a no-brainer actually to have in the game. Engineers are standing about. Oh, Silence. What? No, wait, they're not. They're taking the point. Just looked like it. They're laying down mines, in fact. But weren't.
Observation posts report.
And we've also seen some what could look like a Soviet sniper team, actually, quite interestingly enough. That should also be fancy. Bit of harassment there from both sides. Although the Riflemen will definitely have the advantage here, since they do take points faster. The Panzergrenadiers not quite as fast. Still some interesting bits, and again, sort of cool to see some of the other Soviet gear. And again, they will have rather large team for the support weapons. 5 man for the heavy mortar, 5 man for the Maxim heavy machine gun. All looking nice and dandy. Also saw actually a close-up of the Germans are, plus of course we saw they had the German half-track, the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251, 251, Mittelschützenpanzerwagen. Although again, apparently they are relying a lot on placeholders for the Germans, so yeah, probably things should change in some bits. Although the Germans, we actually get some close-ups of the uniforms, which do look a bit more proper this time around. Panzergrenadiers here, they're suffering under heavy fire, need to retreat. Rückzug, Männer. 17th SS fighting on, the sort of only real SS unit to fight the Americans for some time on the western, in Normandy, in fact. Was created alongside the 16th and 18th Panzergrenadier divisions of the SS. All seem to suffer under some of the same problems, that is, not enough training and not enough equipment. Although one extreme would seem to place the 18th of not even having enough rifles, although I'm a bit more cautious about when it comes to sort of those sorts of things, as it's always fun to exaggerate, even for historians. Just like a lot of people seem to assume the Soviets barely had any rifles throughout most of the war. That was rarely the problem. Problem was more training and other bits.
Our front lines are collapsing.
And the 18th was fighting down around Hungary, around Budapest. But we are again seeing lots of harassment, lots of points being taken. Lots of harassment, in fact, lots of rather more disjointed fighting. We're seeing fighting here, 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 everywhere, and of course at the same time harassment. It's
Supply lines are broken.
quite fluid. There's no real front lines at the moment. Panzergrenadiers no need to be careful. They're caught here between two Riflemen squads. That's absolutely horrific. Kettenkraut went down. That's a bit of a nasty blow to Donniechan. Panzergrenadiers though continue upwards. Some with Gewehr 43s, and these Riflemen are not in a happy condition, taking some nasty losses. They're already low on health, low on men. And there we go, pushed off the field.
We're losing ground out there.
And another Rifleman squad. Whoa, he's actually going pretty heavy on the Riflemen. 5 Rifleman squads. That's pretty rare to actually see a sort of high-level player go for 5 Riflemen. Far from used to seeing that. So that's quite an interesting response. No grenades, no BARs, instead just more Riflemen. Very interesting, although it's certainly going to be a huge drain on his manpower upkeep still. I mean, I have not seen something like this very often, in particular, again, not from a high-level player. Panzergrenadiers still continue on in their fight. Shooting engineers. Riflemen, though, are moving in from another flank. Panzergrenadiers taking minor losses, getting surrounded. More Gewehr 43 action going up. Looks like we are seeing a building up at the same time in the base. Riflemen are taking some nasty losses. They are, though, continuing to push on, and the Panzergrenadiers are going to be outnumbered. There we go. Full retreat from Donniechan, and one more squad is moving up, only to get the slightly horrifying sign of seeing all their comrades run right past them with a huge horde of Americans on their heels. Also looks like they were pushed away in the west by only one Rifleman squad, although that might have been more of a reaction to this huge force in the east. We are also seeing defensive operations up for him, so that's clearly going to help a bit there. Going to patch them up pretty quickly, and they're all about setting out the Panzer Support Command. He's probably expecting some sort of armored car rush, since he's seen nothing that could indicate otherwise from silence. And one lonely squad of Panzergrenadiers is going to get hunted down by a rather large hunting party of Americans. Although not usually see flamethrowers used for hunting purposes, unless you're hunting for crowds. More Panzergrenadiers are moving up. Those are the more heavily equipped. Other parts of the larger force moving northwards. Engineers are getting focused down a bit. It seems like here to deal with the more threatening bits that can actually quickly combust. And now, why? Oh, Donniechan needs to be careful. Squad quickly forced off. Leaving behind only the Gewehr 43 equipped Panzergrenadiers to deal with the Riflemen. In the meanwhile, a larger push going up here, forcing away the Riflemen there with some pretty severe losses to silence.
A fuel point is being seized.
There's not a single squad as of yet fully lost. Panzergrenadiers continue to reinforce, run back and forth, getting healed again and again. Rifleman squad holding out here at this cutoff point, and currently silence is pretty much holding all of the map. He's definitely holding all of the fuel. He could definitely use this for the Sherman if he wanted to soon enough. Anti-tank half-track though arriving for Donniechan. Panzergrenadiers here not in a happy condition, getting surrounded again. And outnumbered. Small push up here though, has to be careful. He's choosing the broadside to engage the Rifleman in. Might have been better to deal with this side, since there's only 2 windows. Again, windows do matter in buildings. Although it looks like he's actually doing quite a bit alright. Nonetheless, more Riflemen moving in though, which could rather make this a more dicey engagement. One squad, getting out with heavy losses, but another one takes the place, another one joins in. More Panzergrenadiers pushing up, anti-tank half-tanking about nearby. And look, he's not even retreating them, he's actually sending them in. And there we go, anti-tank half-track reveals itself, opening up. Although it is quickly going to get pushed back as the Riflemen keep streaming in. Flamethrowers now adding to the fun. And Panzergrenadiers are rushing back and forth. Looks like they did lose the fight here. Heavily wounded, they are scrambling out of the doors, the windows, making a run forward, while another large force is moving in. Panzergrenadiers taking up defensive positions. Some already with offensive defensive efficiency, and a hard-track shot gets one rifleman. And looks like focus fire's up, and an engineer squad actually went down. The flamethrowers, rifleman caught outside the building. Anti-tank half-tank keeps taking its toll with focused fire.
Losing ground out there.
And there we go, a small victory for Donniechan, but he needs to work fast. He barely holds any of the map. He's barely getting any resources. He's barely getting anything, although looks like he's going now for scout cars to help with the resource problem. And he could certainly also consider getting increased squad sizes. Doctrine has been chosen. Question is, of course, which? He's going for Scorched Earth. He's already booby-trapping whatever he can booby-trap. That cheeky sod. Going for the cut-off point. He's definitely not going to stop harassing his opponent. Just because he needs to take some territory for himself. Rather than here getting engaged, 6 Panzergrenadiers is not good for 3 riflemen. And there we go, increased squad sizes. Increasing the size of the squad of a Panzergrenadier squad by 1, but at the same time it doesn't increase the cost of it, although again you do have to reinforce all the ones you already have on the field. So of course there's that, but in essence though it actually also means a Panzergrenadier squad gets better, yet still remains at the same reasonably cheap price. And a large force again, 16 men supported by Riflemen for engineers. He's moving in hordes, quite frankly that silence. Blobbing up a bit, in fact, not very nice to see. But wire going down, he's actually using that ability. It's pretty rare to actually see a Panzer Elite Commander to use Scorched Earth and actually use that ability. But it's actually quite nice to see again, because it does mean he's grasping the higher parts of Scorched Earth, and again, the understanding of barbed wire, which can be vital. Oh dear, Panzer squad could get cut down. Veterans who want for one rifleman squad, and they can't get away. The riflemen are blocking them. Those dastardly riflemen, and there we go. Panzergrenadier squad is stood. Panzerjäger command going up. He's certainly not seen any sort of thing that might indicate armored cars, so he's going for his own armored cars. I imagine perhaps also some assault rifles to sort of fit in with the increased squad sizes. And we so far not really reinforcing anyone, going for the western side in the meanwhile. Scout car taking points as well, though so far no attempt at securing. All a bit quiet, but again lots of interesting news on the Commander Hughes 2 front, at least I would say. Although again cold take again is just going to be for the winter maps. There are going to be non-winter maps, and again I'm pretty sure it only applies during blizzards, which again are not going to happen every single moment of the game. So again, don't freak out, stay calm, keep calm and all that. Engineers setting up position in the building. Oh, booby trap goes off though. They do get out in time, but just in time as well as the whole building explodes inside. Rather than coming under heavy fire, this building is effectively denied, and again that's definitely a good use of booby trapping, because again people actually really like to use this house, so again booby trapping it will prove advantageous. Panzergrenadiers are moving up, and again now we are seeing 4-man squads. That's quite a bit more firepower. One takes up position, and that's the offensive veterancy. Rifle now moving up. Lots of Gewehr 43s, lots of Kar 98Ks, and then just tearing through the riflemen. Although the Panzer is also suffering a bit. Another squad moving up on the flank. And BARs, the Browning automatic rifle, yes sir. Panzergrenadiers though need to consider getting out of there soon, although they do manage to take quite a few riflemen with them. Armored cars soon ready. Panzergrenadiers pushing up here against some engineers. Past the wreckage of the Kettenkrad. Panzergrenadiers are securing other parts of the map as well. And again a large sweep. We're also seeing a medic station going up for silence. Considering all the riflemen he has, that's a pretty good idea. Tank depot is also up, supply it up of course. Might be an idea to get some upgrades with all those riflemen you have there. Definitely proved to be advantageous. Anti-tank halfling and Slatron. We are seeing the first armored car arrive on the field. A bit early in the morning here. My apologies. Assault rifles equipped. They're going to get equipped anyways. So 4-man with assault rifles. That's also definitely an advantage of 4-man squads. you can get 4 assault rifles for the cost of only 75 munitions. That's a bargain, ladies and gentlemen. Armored car and panzer is really taking a total. More offensive veterancy. BARs versus all of this. Who will win the fight of the firepower? Engineers charging into this. Offensive veterancy already looks like for the assault rifle chaps as well. Engineers burst into flames, never to be seen again. Riflemen are taking heavy losses, although they are forcing away the Panzergrenadiers, but losses are severe. And 2 medic stations up. I mean, Silence is really going all in here. Armored car looks to be lining up. Panzergrenadiers in trouble though. He might want to help those Panzergrenadiers rather than focus down the medics. You know, rather than lose his own troops. And there we go. Armored car opening up, getting a few more Riflemen, more armored car arriving. Panzergrenadiers fully restocked again, going pretty quickly. Oh, another squad lost for Donniechan. He's down to 4 squads. And the Riflemen are getting chewed up. And looks like a squad might already be reformed. That is the advantage of all those medics, though again they can also be quickly knocked out. And sadly, I think Silence got a bit too bold here, placing them a bit too exposed, and they are now getting cleared out in seconds. And a bit sad when they were so close to getting a full Rifleman squad for him. Perhaps he might have wanted to do it a bit earlier and again, or perhaps a bit more safe position. Looks like he is getting tank destroyers. That can certainly help against all the vehicles, but the Sherman might, you know, be of use against all the Panzergrenadiers. Looks like we are seeing the Panzerjäger command upgrade. Riflemen are pushing in against the Panzergrenadiers. Tank destroyer. Oh, it gets immobilized by the anti-tank half-track. Armored cars are blaring in. A larger force of Riflemen also sneaks in through the road. Lots of Panzergrenadiers though engaging them as defensive veterans for the assault Grenadiers. Oh, heavy losses for the Riflemen. They're getting absolutely torn to bits. The road is littered with the dead and the wounded. Oh my goodness, even got 1 Rifleman squad. Oh dear, that's quite tragic right there for Silence. I suppose that's what you get when you just blow up right into a force equipped with automatics. Tank destroyer though crashing through, forcing him back, although looks like Armada 3 is in response. 17th they actually have Armada 3 as his Panzerjägers. They were supposed to have the Yak Panzer 4, but they never quite arrived in time and never actually managed to join up with the division in Normandy. And instead fought elsewhere from what I know. Armada 3 though was serving with a lot of different types of divisions: infantry, Panzer and Panzer Grenadier, although they were later replaced with other things, and in some cases Stooks were handed out if they couldn't get Martyrs, but usually would have been Martyrs, then later replaced with Yak Panzers for the Panzer divisions and Panzer Grenadiers. For the infantry divisions, they were replaced with Hetzers.
Scorched earth to eradicate the disease that is our enemy.
Looks like we are seeing a larger movement towards the west. Armored cars, Panzergrenadiers, and that Marder 3, based on the Czech Panzer 38T. Tank destroyer gets off a good shot on the armored car. Right now streaming in. Further heavy losses being pushed in. And the assault rams, of course, leading the charge. Entering enough, all the vehicles are pulling back. Might have been an idea to push in the anti-tank half-track and the Marder. And there we go. Riflemen are doing their best to sort of protect. Panzergrenadiers are doing their best to sort of ensure the Riflemen do not interfere with this precious task of getting the Wolverine. Riflemen are being pushed back. Simply too much damage. What looks like one additional engineer squad needs to consider getting out of there very soon before it's completely too late. Locked down on the Marder. Pack 40 firing away. They're not really scoring any kills, it would seem like. Another tank destroyer is already out. Entering off again, I would recommend perhaps at least one Sherman. just to sort of help with things. And Marder 3 is getting surrounded. We're also seeing Allied War... No, not Allied War Machine. We are seeing field repairs. Silly Dane. Anti-tank half-tank managed to immobilize one. Marder 3 though is lost. And of course field repairs quickly gets the tank destroyer running again. Although sometimes it doesn't quite. And the anti-tank half-track is on the run. Also be aware from tomorrow on I sort of will have be not quite here. There will of course be episodes, but there might be some slight disjointment issues because I'm sort of rather forced to sort of do all the casts in a shorter amount of 2 days, and that means some things do slip. Since making 2 casts a day can actually be a bit requiring. But we are seeing a larger wave of Americans streaming in to assist the tank destroyers. Donniechan is getting pushed away. He wasn't quite prepared for that. Although we are seeing him out of free up, and we are seeing the Kampfgruppe Company going up. Might he get Panzerschrecks, or is he trying to go for Panthers then again with all the fuel he's lacking? Panzerschrecks do seem a bit more likely. Just focusing on the Kampfgruppe Company. Preparing what he can. He might be cursing himself a bit over Scorched Earth, since that's not really much use against tank destroyers. And I mean, again, Scorched Earth is a bit limited. Tank destroyer doctrine also a bit limited. I mean, the sort of best doctrine is essentially Luftwaffe because it can rather react to a lot of things. Scout car running into a bit of trouble.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
Armored car pulls up, gets off a few good shots at the Americans. Bit of defensive efficiency for that one. More tank destroyers, in fact 3 of them by the looks of it. Marder though could get a quick outmaneuvered. There's a lot of buildings blocking its line of fire. Careful Donniechan, careful. We are seeing the Panzerschreck upgrade, but still. Oh dear, his Marder is in trouble. Severe trouble, serious trouble. More tank destroyers are streaming in. This is not looking good. Far from it, in fact. Marder 3 is in serious trouble, and we have once more seeing Allied War Machine. Flak feeling not really doing an awful lot, in fact could be going down. And another Marder 3 is down, lost. Time. Situation is a bit dire for Donniechan. Tank destroyers are wreaking severe havoc in his base. He is getting tank burst as he could of course also get more Panzerschrecks, but still his base is getting pummeled. He is lacking resources, lacking men. Not really looking good, in fact, since he only has 4 Panzer squads and an armored car. Although again, Silence has been losing quite a few Riflemen squads himself and engineers, but he still has those 3 tank destroyers. But there we go, first tank buster squad arrives. And there we go, nice hit on 1 tank destroyer, forcing the rest out of there. No upgrades of Panzerschreck to this squad though. More Panzergrenadiers arriving, and there we go, more Panzerschreck. More squads being pushed back as the trundle for... Oh, he's gone for, of course, armor, but he's actually gone for a Pershing. Also, quite interesting to note, a lot of American players are actually going for armor doctrine as of late. Usually you wouldn't see it so much, but I mean now it's quite prolific, I feel. Certainly quite interesting to note. Now, of course, it's a bit harder to gauge, and certainly also means there's going to be a much larger chance of actually getting hit with a Pershing if you're not careful. It's quite excessive how many actually are going for armored doctrine. It used to be infantry doctrine that was sort of the major favorite, sort of followed up by airborne, but a lot of Americans are actually using armored doctrine pretty heavily. And there we go, a rather nasty force there moving in from the 10th, from a independent tank destroyer battalion, and I'm not sure whether Pershing comes into Normandy. Panzer goes with Panzerschreck dealing here. Of course, 4-man squads can still be quite effective even with Panzerschreck equipped. Panzer Command trying to get a Marder out, but I suspect, yes, it will not happen. It was a victim to silence his armor. And field repairs going in. Tank destroyers home to crush some Panzergrenadiers. Panzergrenadiers taking up position in the structure. Bit of a hit right there. More Panzergrenadiers getting trained. Might be any.
Base is taking fire.
Base though is taking heavy damage. Panzer support command getting hammered from every side. It's actually time to have a look at silence again. My apologies, I just sort of forgot. Sometimes you get caught up in things, I fear. And again, it's a bit early, I'm not fully awake. But again, that's what happens when you need to sort of get quite a few replays in a day. Another one hiding in the building, probably going to get upgraded with Panzer checks. Panzer Jäger support command down. Panzer sneaking in, tank destroyers hammering about. Panzer, oh, could be getting that one, but they go to get crushed, and they are retreating, in fact. Not a lot left of the base. In the meanwhile, the rest who can't actually do anything against all this armor and tank destroyers are actually moving against all the other targets. That is the Riflemen. Booby traps going off at the same time. Looks like the American armor is vacating the premises. Not quite fond of facing 3 Panzerschrecks, surprisingly enough. Plus wanting to protect the more exposed Riflemen. Again, one single Sherman could be helpful here.
They're taking one of our points.
Also finally secured himself a supply at upgrade, but that might be a bit too late now. And we are seeing another Panzer command. Again, he doesn't seem to be going for Panthers. He might just stick to the Marder 3s. So quite rare to actually see a Panzer League player who's not going for Panthers and who isn't me. Tank destroyers and the Pershing rolling in. Assault rifles find a way, but they're not going to do much against all of this. And there we go. I suspect that's a Marder. The Panzerschreck chaps are moving out. Quite a bit of heavy anti-tank fire right there. Marders, Wolverines sort of caught up a bit there. Have to be careful with traffic jams. And there we go, rushing in. But, you know, there are 3 Panzerschrecks I might not recommend charging in. Not entirely sure why he insists on this tactic. Again, he might have done better with the Sherman right here. Pershing should try to engage them from range and fire on the chaps with the Panzerschrecks. And 2 Wolverines just went up in flames due to a rather poor engagement by silence.
We're losing ground out there.
And there we go, another Marder 3 arrives. And decides to open up on some Riflemen. Fancy that, although the boob traps do continue to prove to be a minor nuisance. They haven't really done any sort of major damage, I suspect.
We have a threat to our victory point.
Engagements left and right. No additional Riflemen set. We are seeing a weapon support center now out for silence. Another tank destroyer bites of dust. And faced with 3 Panzerschrecks again. I have no idea why he's quite so insistent on doing that. Seems quite frankly a bit pointless. Reckless and not very clever. Pershing again. Desperately trying to get something before the Germans get it. Riflemen trying to deal with the Panzerschreck troops. But again, seems to be falling a bit apart for silence right here. He's not really performing some good engagements. Another Marder is out. There's no more armor for silence. In fact, he's down to just using snipers. Apparently he's trying to deal with all the Panzergrenadiers, but now there's of course also the armored car and the tank destroyers. And armored cars are quite effective against snipers.
Who do you want dead?
Silence now getting hammered on every turn, slaughtered
We're losing ground
at
out
every
there.
street corner, punished at every orchard. I know. Rather not going well. Things have turned on him after his rather successful push here, but he wasn't quite able to get the full deal. He needed something inside the base to assist all those tank destroyers. He needed something to deal with the infantry. Sadly, he didn't bother with the Sherman. Oh, sniper! Careful, careful, Mr. Sniper!
Losing ground out there.
Floating manpower. Could he be getting another Pershing? Could be possible. Oh, Donniechan, you cheeky sort, scorched scorching the strategic points right there in pretty much the 2 primary cut-off points. You absolute bastard. Good to see, though. Not very often again you see something like this on Angoville, I believe, but it's certainly quite a treat to see. Although I would not love to be the one exposed to this. Points are being secured, though. Panzer is getting reinforced.
Losing ground out there.
Armored car pulling up to support the Panzergrenadiers against the Riflemen.
Frontlines are collapsing.
And a nice push up here. Looks like he might have gotten field craft. Actually has his system taking points much faster. That's good. Also allows them to spot mines to stand still, but there's been no mines from silence at all. Quite interesting to note, by the way. Panzer is in a bit of trouble. Getting quite caught up, and snipers are joining in, but they just do it so they can scorch the point
Enemy
again.
unit down.
Oh, Donniechan. I think that was a bit reckless, but still. Fun to see more Panzers though rolling up. More sniper fire. Second snipers at the field as well. Looks like no additional armored cars. And we are seeing a tank destroyer rolling in as well. Panzers are taking losses, but they're also inflicting it. Engineer squad down. Heavy losses to silence as Riflemen. They're getting absolutely slaughtered, murdered, hammered, even. More tank destroyer action.
We're losing a strategic sector.
A bit quiet for now, in fact, so let's speed this up a bit and let's go shift back to Donniechan. Setting up pushing there and pushing the M10 with the Panzergrenadier. Marder joining in for a bit of fun. Main gun destroyed, no engineers to repair it though. Might be seeing sticky bombs though, or not. Panzergrenadiers are moving in to deal with the Riflemen. Riflemen moving up, left and right. Sniper fire on the Panzergrenadiers. 2 dropped already. Veteran 2 for one of them. But we are seeing a sneaky little maneuver. There we go, rushing in with the armor cars. And there we go, snipers are caught out in the open. Auto cannons making very short work of them. Damaged engine.
The enemy has destroyed one of the Scorched vehicles.
That was a nasty little raid done there by Donniechan. And still he's not been able to secure one of those points because again they keep getting scorched. Donniechan, you absolute bastard. Point attempted to be repaired again. Marders don't see so much use anymore. Barely anything left for silence. Speeding it up a bit again. Capturing another point. And then scorching it. Although they are getting suppressed. And veteran 2 for those Riflemen. But there is barely anything left for an American friend. Most of his troops are dead. Most of his vehicles are burnt up cinders. Things are generally not looking too well for him. Sticky bombs still going off. Both Veteran 2 and note, Veteran 2 Riflemen do get increased sticky bomb range. Oh, they are right immobilized right in front of the machine gun. That's not going to end well for that armored car. Although it is going to be a very, very slow death. That's for certain. And now the tank destroyer adds into the fun.
We are losing ground.
Finally a bit of progress here, but then the Panzergrenadiers are once more on the field, supported by several martyrs. The martyrs ignore that though. And Silence might want to reconsider his strategy, though that is probably a bit too late for that. Another armored car up. And another tank destroyer out of control. Another victim to Panzerschreck and Marder.
Tank destroyer awaiting further orders. Enemy is attacking! No enemy activity.
Bit of progress again though for Silence. More riflemen being trained by the looks of it.
Achtung. Enemy forces are attacking.
And booby
our
traps
petrol
going
depot.
off. Fun for the family. Except for these engineers who are now getting absolutely shredded.
The enemy is weakening even now.
And there we go, another squad down. And again, disabling the points. Riflemen are suppressed by lots of Gewehr 43 suppressing fire, and the armored car is definitely not helping. But at least he is securing some of the victory points, but he's not really securing much anyways. Looks like more armor is on the way, probably another tank destroyer. Yes indeed. No huge surprises from Silence there. Where many others have failed before it, this one will succeed, he seems confident in. Another sticky bomb on another armored car. Though this actually does nothing to damage the engine. Right. Oh my goodness, they just got absolutely murdered on the road. And the tank is trying to do something, and he does manage to squish a few Panzergrenadiers, but what will happen once the martyrs arrive?
The enemy has 300 points.
Well, we probably all know, except Silence.
Target has been secured.
And there we go, the martyrs are rolling in. Third shot from the almighty Pack 40. Second one opening up, and there we go, out of control. Crashing into an American fuel point. But this has definitely gone tits up for Silence. And now we are seeing Sector 3 just to add further insult to injury. Pretty much at the sector right outside his space. Can't be very fun to be Silence at the moment. Armored car could be lost though. Could just be lost, then again it might also just get away. As another one rolls in and keeps shredding away at those Americans. Heavy losses, people drop left and right. Cursing their commander, who is silent as always. Damn man. I'm gonna sell. That's not very nice. Do try to be a gentleman. That's a bit creepy. Bit disturbing. Might on Sherman sometimes. I think that was the problem also, the sort of poor positioning of the medic stations definitely didn't help. But again, the sort of get lots of tank destroyers, nothing to help with infantry with Panzergrenadiers though. That was rather what cost Silence this game. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.